It's been about a month since the Switch 2 came out, and I don't own it, unfortunately. But I loved my Switch 1. I had great memories with it. So I wanted to make this top 10 list in honor of the Switch 1. These games aren't just first-party Nintendo games. They're just any game that is on the Switch. Now, there is one rule. If I've played the game prior to playing it on the Switch, it doesn't count. So for example, I played BioShock on the Xbox 360 first. And I did play it again on the Switch, but that doesn't count on this list because I've already played it somewhere else. So this is my top 10 list of my favorite games I've played on the Switch. Of course, everybody has their own opinion. Please tell me what your top 10 is. And please don't tell me I'm wrong about mine though, guys. Let's be nice, okay? Let's be a little nice, man, okay? Making this top 10 list was hard. I've played 8 years worth of video games on the Switch 1, so I had a lot of games to pick from. But now seeing this list, I think my list is pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting it to turn out like this.
No one can stop our plan.
So starting it off, we already have a game I can't even really pronounce well. Anno Mutationem? Whatever. I'm not even gonna try it again. We're just gonna stick at Anno. In my opinion, I think this game is a huge hidden gem. I happened to just find this game on the eShop, which is very shocking because the eShop for the Switch 1 is garbage. And of course, what caught my eye is what you're looking at, the art style. The cyberpunk aesthetic is beautiful in this game. In my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, I think Anno aesthetically looks better as a cyberpunk game than Cyberpunk 2027 does. So when I first found this game, I tried to look up reviews at that time, and there really wasn't many reviews, which meant I took a shot in the dark for this game.
So I missed.
That was a terrible joke, sorry. But that's something I haven't done since I was a kid, because we have the internet now, and every game you could just look up a review and see if you really want that game. So I kind of just bought this game off of pure aura, and the gamble paid off. As you can see, it's on my list. I'm not saying Anno is perfect. At the time when I originally played this game, it was kind of buggy. There's a lot of moments where I actually got soft locked, and I had to restart that level from the beginning because there was no way of getting out. And on top of that, I couldn't really tell you what the story was about. It was a bit all over the place, and I just kind of didn't really follow it because of that. But however, the reason this is still in my top 10 is because of the gameplay. And let me say about this gameplay, I'm a sucker for juggling mechanics, which is when you hit an enemy up into the air and you keep them up in the air with combos as long as possible until they fall back down. This game does that very well. And there's all different types of weapons you can choose from to try all different types of combos. It's quite addicting. I think this game is well worth its price. With the gameplay and the vibes alone, it carries the game pretty well without tearing their Achilles. I'm sorry, Halliburton, it shouldn't have been you. You're still a GOAT in my eyes. But play Anno if you're remotely interested, please. I think you'll enjoy it. You remember how I just said I love big jugs? I mean, juggling mechanics, not jugs. Juggling mechanics. I do love big jugs too, actually. I gotta be the top 5 least funniest people I know. More proof, basically. River City Girl is a top tier beat 'em up game. You can unlock so many moves in that game and do so many different types of combos with a lot of juggling involved. All right, I'm done with that, I swear. As well as also having a lot of pop culture reference, you can tell the developers of this game love their job, which isn't that a crazy concept, right? If you love something, you would put 100% effort into it. Follow your dreams! Plus, the enemies can team up with you and they can become like a Marvel vs. Capcom assist. Hidden missile!
Good.
Look, guys, I know stuff. What the fuck am I talking about? Which, I mean, like, damn, that could lead to more combo routes. Literally every time I hit a combo in that game, like a really good combo too, gallons upon gallons of dopamine just washes into my little brain to the point where once I beat this game, I was depressed. I had to fill that dopamine somehow. I went out and tried to street fight people. I got my ass beat. Don't do that, guys. The whole premise of the game, you're going on a wild goose chase to try to find your boyfriends because they got kidnapped. To turn out when you beat the game, that they don't even know who you are.
Ah, jeez. It's those crazy girls again.
That is not fun. That kind of made me upset. It was a funny joke, but it's not worth it as the ending of the game. Other than the ending, everything about this game is great. Which, continuing on with non-compelling stories. Ah, the monkey's bananas have frozen. Whoa, dude, that sounded weird coming out of my mouth. River City Girls is one of the best beat-em-ups, while Tropical Freeze is one of the best platformers. I've already talked about Tropical Freeze a lot in this channel. If you want to know more, I actually have another video where I go a little more in depth with it. But to not bore you or repeat myself, this game is really good. When me and Rose were first dating, it was one of the first few games we played. She wasn't really a gamer at that time, so it was cool to see her enjoy the game so much to the point where we actually 100%ed it and then continued to play it 5 more times after that. I won't talk your ear off with the same nonsense about this game, but overall stellar game. If you haven't played Tropical Freeze, what the heck are you doing? I just love Sonic, okay? On to number 6. When Sonic Mania first came out, that game was proof that Sonic could still make great games. It's a literal true love letter to the Sonic franchise, if you ask me. And the soundtrack is phenomenal. Metallic Act Zone 2. Funky. The team that made this game were fans of Sonic themselves, which is proof again that if you love something, you will do your best at it. The art style is so vibrant and the animations are just so smooth. Prior to this game, my favorite game was Sonic Generations and my guilty pleasure was Sonic Unleashed. This game blew both those games out the chemical plant zone. Easily. Sonic Mania is just the perfect Sonic game. All my homies love Sonic. What is there to say about this game that the whole internet hasn't already said? Now, not to flex though, I did own this game before the hype really took off. I bought the stock early. I was a huge Harvest Moon fan growing up, so seeing this game was essentially a no-brainer, especially because Harvest Moon now has been pretty ass. This game is the definition of the term cozy games. I'm not really sure what popularized that term. I could bet all my iridium ore that it was Stardew Valley, but I would not be surprised if it was Animal Crossing. I would be upset though, but not surprised. Plus, this game still keeps getting updates. Hats on animals! Woo! And of course, I play this game with Rose, probably our second favorite game to play together behind
Chris! Shova!
There's so much to do in this game. This game gets you to say something along the lines of,
man, I still have all these crops I gotta sell to Pierre tomorrow. Oh, and I can't forget, I gotta go back into the cave. I have to get some more ore.
one more day wouldn't hurt. One more season wouldn't hurt.
Objection!
I'm technically messing with the evidence on this one, but I actually played the first trial of this game on my phone as a DS-ROM, but I'm actually talking about all 3 games as one. It's without a doubt my favorite visual novel. I also wrote an edging joke about Edgeworth here, but now that I'm rereading it, I don't know if I should even be saying that. Let's just say the edging boy is my GOAT. No one does it better than him. His aura is so powerful that he walks past other people and eats their aura like if he's Holio. This game does not make me nose exhale. This game makes me physically laugh out loud. And my favorite trial is definitely the official last trial of the first Ace Attorney game. If you ever do play these games, just know don't take them too seriously and have a great time. I put this game as number 4 because this game was my identity for 4 whole years. I'm just kidding about why I put it at number 4. At that time, I didn't play much other games because of this game. I didn't watch any other content except Smash content during this time. I feel every gamer has that game where they just obsessed with it. And if you did, please let me know in the comments what yours was. It better not be Overwatch, Nathan. Who's ever Nathan? I got you. And you know I got you. The only true reason why I didn't make it in my top 3 or even as number 1 was because, yeah, this game took over my life, but I was also very toxic because of this game. This game affected my mood drastically. If something happened and I got mad in that game, I was mad for the rest of the day. I would not let it go. Because of that, I see this game as a really bad relationship. Yeah, we had good moments, but we had even worse moments. Plus, I wanted to be a competitive Smash player, and I only went to 1 Smash tournament that entire 4 years. I didn't go 0-2. I went 1-2. Wanted to be a competitive Smash player, but my action said scared Smash player. That sounded better in my head. So for the sake of my sanity, my relationship, and everything else, I had to drop this game. I still watch Smash tournaments here and there, but the meta that they're in right now is not very enjoyable to watch. Basically, I'm trying to say is Smash holds a very interesting place in my heart.
You've got to start somewhere. Let's just try following the steps.
I'll come up with my
We finally made it to the top 3. I really wish I could have put this game as number 2 or number 1, but I'll explain why in the later games. Last year, I was kind of going through a little crisis. 90% of the games that I played, I was either disinterested to even want to play it, or I got bored very fast. I was constantly going through my head thinking if I even liked video games anymore, which would make things a little difficult because my channel is about video games too, so I would have had to change the topic. I watched all the self-help video game edition YouTube videos I could find, and here's a little life hack. If you actually do what the self-help stuff says, it usually works. Keep that between us. The specific advice I listened to said that
branch out, play games you would have never considered before. Try new experiences. Sometimes all it could take is a fresh spin on a gameplay loop you've experienced 1,000 times over.
So I took its advice and I tried to find something different and unique that I usually don't play, which to make the long story short, even though that was still really long, that led me to Potionomics. I've already talked about this game in depth in another video, so if you're curious to see what I have to say about that, link underneath the like button. Potionomics made me fall in love with video games again. It is a Frankenstein's monster of genres put together. I have nothing but love for this game and what it did for me. Also, Team Zid and part-time Team Quinn. If you were to play any game in this list, I want you to play this game. Portal 2 in Spot 2, which that would mean Portal 1 in Spot 1, right? No, don't be ridiculous, come on. Portal 2 is one of the most unique puzzlers to ever exist. My only complaint with this game is that it took me so mmany years to play it. Why didn't GLaDOS force me into playing this game sooner? I can't even think of a game that has made me laugh more than this game, with the funniest person being Omni-Man.
I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these?
It had such a simple concept, just orange and blue portals that you would walk into, but they executed it perfectly. It was kind of like how Tropical Freeze, each level built upon the prior level, so you just keep gaining more experience. So I really do feel bad putting this over Potionomics, but I never stopped smiling playing this game. There was one game that had me smiling even harder throughout the entire game. We finally made it to number 1, and let me know in the comments how obvious this choice was, please. But yes, Breath of the Wild, not Tears of the Kingdom. I did like Tears of the Kingdom, but it just felt like I was playing the whole game again, but with a lot of DLC. I'm not complaining, I'm just making a point. Nothing will ever beat the feeling of when I first got the Switch and Breath of the Wild, and I would just roam Breath of the Wild's map and see what it has to offer me. The fact that the second you turned the game on, you were able to already go straight to the final boss if you please. I'm not going to go too in depth in this game because I feel like everybody else knows why this game is great. There's been plenty of content on why this game is great. When it comes to core memories, Breath of the Wild is one of them, especially because at the time I never really liked Zelda games. I played them, but I never beated them. This changed my mind for Zelda, and I became a huge fan because of Breath of the Wild. Not only is this number 1 for my favorite Switch game, this is in my top 5 all-time favorite games. I love Breath of the Wild and everything it has to offer. With that, that is my list, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I genuinely love you guys. Every day is our day. Let me know what you guys think about my top 10 list. Please be polite, and I'll see y'all in the next one.